Hello everyone, welcome to more FACEIT League action. Today we have a round 6 game between R8 Esports and Metaboiz. Now R8 Esports are a team we've watched quite a few times before. They've actually not done very well so far in FACEIT League, but they also had a pretty tough set of fixtures. They played Ataraxia, they played Twisted Minds, and they played SSG, and they did lose all of those games, but very tough opening set of fixtures for them. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Metaboiz, one of the more lowly ranked teams. So really, we do have to treat R8 Esports as the heavy favourites here. Metaboiz, a team we've not seen a lot of so far. They're the ex-Team Poland core, and they've struggled so far. Previously in OWCS, they've been in sort of a top 16 sort of sections, but never really made it to the top 8. So the expectation is they'll do quite similarly here, where they'll struggle to make it into the top 8. But we're going to get our first look at them today here, and we'll see how well they do at punching up, compared to R8 Esports, who I think, for them especially, they're looking to get back to winning ways. They won their round 5 game earlier this week against Rockstars, which put them again close to the right track. And because they had a lot of their tough games at the front end of the schedule, the expectation is, of course, that the games will get easier as they go on and they'll have a chance to climb up to the rankings. A team very much expected to get into the top 8, and we'll see how well they do. Now, all of these FACEIT League games are going to be best of 3, and we're going to be playing Control, Hybrid, Escort every single time. I'll take you through the map bans. I can't bring anything up on screen because if I show you the match page, it will spoil a result, and I imagine some people might be unaware of this result and will want to watch it spoiler free. So we'll talk you through the bans. So for Control, R8 are going to pick first as well. So R8 get to pick map 1 and 3. And R8 start us off with a ban on Nepal, Metaboiz, a ban on Oasis, which is kind of what we expect. Then Samoa was the pick by R8 Esports. Then as we go on to Hybrid, it's going to be Metaboiz banning Hollywood, R8 banning Midtown, and Iconworld will be the pick by Metaboiz. Now, if you've seen R8 before, you will see they've played quite a variety of comps. They did play a Rhine double hit scan against Twisted Minds, and Iconworld actually beat Twisted Minds on that map. But we've also seen them win against Quick Esports, playing a double flex competition on that map. And double flex is something we've seen increasingly from R8 as the weeks have gone by. And obviously, well, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that again on Iconworld. Then, once we get to the Escort, we're going to get R8 Esports banning Shambali, Metaboiz banning Junkertown, and Route 66 will be the pick for R8 Esports. So again, potentially another chance to run the double flex for R8 there if we have to go to map 3. So reasonably decent draft, I think, for R8 Esports based on the fact that they're going to want to play this double flex in quite a few situations. So without too much further ado, we can actually just get into it. If I take us over here, we've got our teams. We're going to have on the left-hand side of our screen R8 Esports and Metaboiz on the right-hand side. So it does look initially, at least, like there might be some double flex coming out from R8 Esports. So we'll keep an eye on that as we go. And this obviously gives Metaboiz a decision to make in terms of how they try and counter it. You can counter it with Lucio-type comps and try and out-tempo any of these sort of slow angles. Or you can play dive, which I think a lot of teams will choose as their answer, and just go punish this the sort of greedier double flex backline. It looks initially, though, like Metaboiz will just be coming out on a pretty classic Ram, Cass, Vap, Tracer, Lucio comp, but it is something very different here, a Sigma, Zen, Vap, so slow, shooty, pokey. If they can keep everyone alive, they can get their Zen and Vap space, then in theory it should be very good for the R8 Esports, but Beak's going to get... he's going to die before anything even happens. And this fight's going to be a bit of a non-starter here. And Fake Jake is actually going to get a later kill onto the Zen. So bit of a non-event of the first fight here. And we'll see Metaboiz getting off to a good start. If you're the Lucio team here, if you are Metaboiz, you want to try and hold close. You want to make some of these angles and some of these corners very difficult to turn. We'll see them try and walk up now. Ice trying to take some space at the front here. Slow will come in, pressure onto Ice. Obviously, he's got the Matrix going, but those punches just go through it. Rock onto the Ram, important. Amelia is now in big trouble, gets the Lamp, but the Lamp's around the corner, so they have to give space here, but it's actually iCav who finds the opening pick, shuts down Unlimited, who some might know more as Hera. And this will force R8 back again, stuffed at this choke. And this has been a bit of a problem so far. They can't get past this choke. They can't seem to get any space. Now it looks like Lauren and Bia might be taking a bit of a wider flank here. Trying to get an angle on this left-hand side. Meanwhile, Amelia quite happy to be aggressive at the choke. Slow to get eaten, though. Misses for Rock. And now, actually, Lauren has a bit of space on this right-hand side. Fake Jake is behind him and forces a Beak's Lamp. They're still trying to walk forward here, but They've kind of conceded a lot of map space. Pulse Bomb misses. ICAV on a bit of an island, and Ice is just going to win the tank battle up top. They regroup on this high ground. They're focusing the Tracer behind here. FakeJake getting a lot of attention, but they have a lot of space on point. They need to push this advantage at a certain point. R8, they're going to take a step forward now. Window, just to be sure, and that'll kill ICAV in no time. And this should seal the point. And they probably had it without the window, honestly. There was very low resources for all of Metaboiz. And they should clean up this Tracer. Nowhere for FakeJake to go. And they are back in control. And now this gives the nice thing about winning a fight and having a chance to set up your space if you're the double flex team is you get to take all these high grounds. You can see Lauren here, you see a beacon. B are going to play quite far back. And they have to try and clear one of these sides at a time, really. It can be quite difficult for the Lucio team if they just walk in the middle of all of this. But they kind of backed off to the choke. Overclock going to be used by Lauren. Just gets that instant kill onto Texol. And they can just slow it down now, R8 Esports. They'll just win over time as long as they keep their Zen and Bap alive. And that's exactly what they're doing. Pressure onto Amelia. Forces them all the way out. And Hera's really keen to chase any more of these kills if they can get them. They'll get Flipper. And they'll send them all back. In control now. It still is essentially really only one retake, I think, for Metaboiz here. And they've got the beat, they've got the annihilation, a chance to be very direct and very aggressive here. Beer's Transcendence is going to be important, but if they can, say, use beat to force Transcendence, then Annihilation to keep going, a pretty straightforward win condition. They're going to start with Annihilation, though. That forces for Transcendence, but now beat to keep going. They've killed a Beak already. It's 4v4. Defensive Flux from Ice. Doesn't get all that much, though, and Amelia is just going to run them all over. Needs more help, though. Needs more help. He's so low. Ice is outnumbered, though. Ice cannot get the kill. Somehow, someway, still blocking his Amelia. Lauren can't force the kill either. The Ram will not die. And now, low on ults, low on time. But you're just going to make the swap to Lucio. And R8 Esports have to make this work right now. The Beak's going to have this window. Pretty similar time to Texol, so it could probably just a window trade at a certain point here. But Amelia is holding close. They want to catch him off guard. Slow onto a Beak. Pressure behind, but Lauren clears FakeJake. Still more pressure on the front, but who's touching Hera? Uses all of their blinks for it. Forced back to the point now is Metaboiz. Window's going to be up very soon. The Beak's got his first, though they crush Amelia with it. FakeJake is still behind. B is trying to mark it, but Flipper's dive deep. Flipper and FakeJake are all over a Beak. A Beak needs more help. No help for a Beak. The rest of R8 are on point. They've killed the backline in exchange, though. So it's just FaceJake and Flipper. And the Rock is good. Denies the touch. This keeps them in control right now, R8 Esports. Overclock now for R8 Esports to hold on to this one, but they've got to deal with this window and they've got to avoid the Pulse Bomb. Looks like they want to come right-hand side here. FakeJake all the way over on the other side of the map and has run into Hera. FakeJake will get the initial touch, regroup with his team. Window will come out now from Texol. Overclock in return now from Lauren, but not too many. And actually, FakeJake goes for a Pulse Bomb attempt. Lauren dodges it and then kills ICAV as well. Lamp not in time, and now huge advantage. Ice wants to push this. He's walking all the way in. He's just trying to go on the back line. They're doubling down. Hera is behind. They kill Texol. They turn and kill Amelia. An easy kill once the healing was done. Now a Flux to deny the touch. And R8 Esports, they do recover, but certainly ran into some issues there. The aggression was causing them some problems, and generally this is what we'd expect to see. Rather, Lucio Ram team would be the aggressive team, and R8's success would very much be around how much they can repel that aggression. And we saw certainly in the first couple of fights they really struggled. The Beat Annihilation fight, they struggled even more, as you would expect, against those powerful ults. But they do manage to stabilize, and now we're going to go on to Beach, which in theory is a map where we quite often see a lot of fight where both teams will sort of play their own high ground and be quite shooty. Now, in theory, if you have a Zen and maybe an Ana or a Sojourn or something like this in this situation, this should favor you in this slow play-through point. So we'll see how Metaboiz choose to deal with that. Can be very difficult. Initially, they're just going to take fairly default positions. Flipper's got a bit of an aggressive angle on the left here, getting the early poke. Happy to meet him here. Zen and Ana quite deep. FakeJake is looking for an opportunity potentially in the back here. And just kill Bia, actually. Flipper and FakeJake just making it work. Recall's forced out of Hera. Now they can keep going. No recall for FakeJake either, so happy just to play through point now instead. And, oh wow, they just kill Ice Name as well. Easy enough there, and there's two ways you can really play. You can either play a very classic Lucio brawl style where you are 5 people and you run into them. You try and connect with this Sojourn, Vizen, Vianney, you try and run them over. Or what we've seen increasingly is some sort of team up between the Lucio Tracer taking to control an angle, and that's what we saw. And if you look at Flipper and FACEIT's position, they've got that angle on the left viable as well. But now it's going to be a retake through point. Nade comes in, does hit Texel. No follow-up here, just forcing point for R8 Esports. Amelia is going to drop and respond. Happy to take this slow fight. Rock now coming out. They're still just trying to get their Zen Ana an angle, and no one's really in a position to stop this Zen Ana. So over time, if you give the Zen Ana space to work, they will just overwhelm you. Now the double orb, and Hera's going to make a move onto Texel. Takes 1 down, takes 2 down. Easy for Hera there. Sleep onto FACEIT as well. FACEIT making the right move ultimately to put pressure onto his Zen Ana, but it was too late. The damage was done. You saw this at once the Zen Ana are peeking and using their cooldowns. They're using Nade, they're using Discord. All the entire Lucio team's on the back foot, and once they're on the back foot, so hard to then find an opportunity to be aggressive and find a timing to push this Zen Ana. Now coming back, overclock and beat available. For the side of Metaboiz. FACEIT has made the money moves again. And it will actually be ICAV who takes him down first. Pulse Bomb is saved thanks to the lamp. Keeps walking forward. Overclock is available. Will be Flux, folks. So Lauren will finish that one. The Nano Sigma going all the way. Texo is trying to run, but there's nowhere to run. Amelia's coming through. The Rock connects again. And they've given the flip here. But they should be okay. Maybe they won't be okay. Ice is going to get picked off. It's a dogfight. And again, Flipper and FACEIT are just doing everything. Beer is still alive, but not a lot to be done, but regroup with his team now. Slow it down again. Well played, and Flipper and FACEIT have really been the key, I think, for Metaboiz so far. Hera's going to start by forcing point. Avika's now with pocket. FACEIT will meet for now. Again, that Tracer battle on point should favour the team with a Zen. FACEIT there again, looks for it. Pulse Bomb is good. Onto Bia, goes down actually. Doesn't have a Transcendence yet. Now they beat over the top, and Ice has nowhere to go. A Ram running at him, and it's just easy MVM. They're going to swarm him, and that's just it. That's just it. All the way to spawn. No touch in question. And we'll be going to a 3rd round. And we will be going to Volcano. And what's interesting about Volcano compared to some of the maps we've seen already, which are quite spacious, you can play quite slow and play through point on a lot of them. You can't really do that on Volcano. It's a much more compact map, which means the ability to get angles and space is difficult. So I'll be interested to see, and it does look initially like they've immediately gone Bat Brig here in Spawn R8 Esports. So a lot more of a slower brawl. Interesting to see if Ice sticks for Sigma with this, or we'll go Ram or something. Lauren's actually going May. Swap still coming through. It looks like Metaboiz are maybe Metaboiz by name and Metaboiz by nature, and are just playing the most common comp. And it's going to be Sigma May here. So the May should give Ice a little bit more room to work in terms of slowing this Ram down and making Amelia's aggression a lot harder. At the choke now, FACEIT on his left-hand side already. Pressure onto Hera. Pocketed through, wall onto Amelia now, forces out the form. Rock on top as well, so they don't get too much damage on the Ram, but they stop Amelia getting to use their form aggressively, which is the important thing. Now, slow onto the backline, they have to be careful. But now a chance to walk forward, but no, it's ICAV. Connects the rail with the slow, and now they are forced to go backwards here. Aggressive slide in. Hera trades it though, so it's 4v4. Amelia has to be careful. Low on HP, tries to disengage to the side, but disconnects a little bit from the heals. Desperate pocket coming through for Texel, has to lamp as well. Amelia desperate for this next form. Flipper's going to boop in Ice for Rock on Amelia, can't get the form off. And now the repush seems good. FACEIT is still behind, but the damage is done. Ice going to take a quick break on the trampoline. He's done his job for the day. And R8 Esports will get the retake. Important kill by Hera there to trade it back. Gave him a chance as the rest of Metaboiz move forward. Now coming back. Ult's going to be available. It's an early window actually. They do wall the Ram. Rock as well. Pressure onto Amelia, but they'll be okay. So early Window doesn't get anything. They still have Rally and Flux now coming back. Flipper's going to make the aggressive dive in. Window in return. Bia will rally. Wants to go through this Window if they can. Just have that extra bash now. Flux on top of the damage has been done. Flipper and FACEIT at it again. They've killed the backline. The rally push, it didn't quite get through the Window as they wanted. I thought Ice was going to Flux in that situation. It seemed like the Flux is a pretty common or a common effective tool to deal with the Window. If they're going to Window, you can drop a Flux on the Window. Then either you get the people who are using the Window or it stops them using the Window. It scares them off it. Choose to go with the Rally instead, but they couldn't really get through the Window or connect with any meaningful targets. And meanwhile, Flipper and FACEIT were just tearing up the backline. You see FACEIT's made an early move again. Abig's got eyes, but it's going to be a Mayo at the front. Amelia trying to get down, but no. Booped out of it. The lamp. Oh, they fall down. And this worked out perfectly for Amelia. Gravity on the side of Metaboiz right now. Ice is going to try and turn the fight back with Flux. The Flux just catch the Remulsion Ramatra and kills through Annihilation, killed through Beat. The damage is done, tank advantage, but Ice is getting swarmed right now. The rest of Metaboiz, they want to pounce on a Beak next. FACEIT and Flipper. The dynamic duo have got him, and they force them all out, and Metaboiz retake is good. One more chance here. Bia will be on Lucio for R8 Esports. Ice is going to go Ramatra. Hera has the overclock, and Abig has a Window. No real ults to speak of from Metaboiz here, so can just use one of these ults to force point, get a kill if they can here, R8 Esports. We'll see what Metaboiz's decision is. Window at him. They just demolish Amelia. Lamp defensive as well. They're just going to try and take what time they can here. FACEIT and Flipper make a move for Lauren again. Pulse Bomb no good from FACEIT, but ICAV finds it. And they're trying to push out ICAV here, but Texel's got the pocket. Ice has got him contained, but it's Flipper and FACEIT again. They've just killed everyone. A Window now from Texel. Nowhere for Ice to go. Ice needs to touch. Tries to go on the trampoline, but body blocked by the Doomfist. Can't get the touch. No. And we'll get the first map. The first map going over the way of Metaboiz, and now I don't think a lot of people expected that. As we move on to Iconwold, I expect we'll see a lot of the same compositions. Ice remains in the starting lineup, so I expect we'll see much of the same. Previously, when they did Zen Anna here, they did run Alisu, and they played a lot of Winston, and it was very much, it was like a double flex dive. Ice in means we're probably going to see more of a Sigma. Ice plays more of a traditional off-tank roles than Alisu. And in theory, this should be a map that favors this type of double flex a lot more. There's a lot more high grounds, especially once we get to second. A lot harder space to take. This first point and third point, a little bit trickier for the double flex, but there's still these high grounds, this sort of back high ground here, and the other high ground here to play. But initially, it's going to be the attack, and this is where it can be tricky for a team like R8 Esports when they're running this composition. Not if Hera does that, though. Not if Hera does that. That'll help. A free opening pick. Hera will go over to Tracer now, and this should make the walk-in very easy. Amelia and Flip are going to be holding aggressively at the choke still, but they can just focus him down. Shield behind to block their healing, and FACEIT's actually managed to kill a Beak, so there's a chance. There's a chance. Bea's going to swing left-hand side, but they might have just done too much damage. It's an aggressive push, and despite losing a Beak, they're able to keep walking forward. And they get the first point. And now this is beautiful, because the first point in theory could have been one of the tricky ones for R8 Esports. Very nice to hold those chokes with a Lucio Ramatra type comp. But now they get to this, they can now exploit the fact that they have a Zen, and they can play very much for Hera to get a lot of focus through point, keep moving the objective, and force some difficult positional decisions out of the side of Metaboiz. Early trade at the choke, and Amelia's already dropped and wants to hold in this close choke. But they're easing them out here, R8 Esports. ICAP still has this big angle on Ashe at the top. Hera will be poked back, and Hera will actually be caught by that slow. Nice slow by Amelia. And this will slow down R8's ability to move forward. Ult's coming up, slowly but surely. Bia actually closes on the Transcendence. Window's going to be available for both teams as well. Expect some sort of window trade to start with. They go and clear out FACEIT now, and this gives Ice a chance to swing out on this right inside. Amelia's traded half their health, and they actually focus that down. FACEIT separated. Now Hera has control of the high ground. Hera's coming behind, has killed ICAV as well. Disruptor shot combines with that. And now they deal with Ramatra on point, no problem. And slow and steady. You see the step by step here. They play slow. They force out the recall out of the Tracer. This forces FACEIT to run. And then they exploit this. Hera pushes this so aggressively, knowing he has recall advantage. Gets the kill. And once they kill the Tracer, the entire flank is wide open for Hera. And that allows them to get on the back line. Now an early Flux catches everyone, including the Tracer. Oh, it's a decimation. There's no HP. There's no chance. A Flux to be sure. Nobody trades. And the car has been moving this entire time. Look where the payload is. It's just over. One of the cleanest Icon World second attacks you're ever going to see, I think. No problem at all. And they've not used an ult yet, Metaboiz. They're going to get to their entire ult bank now. A chance to stabilize. But it was only a Flux. 5 minutes, 15 seconds still on the clock. And a great opportunity for R8 to finish, and Ice has pushed up with Hera. They're trying to tempo through main instead. Ice has the off angle. He catches Texor as he windows. Transcendence keeps him alive through this beat. And R8 Esports, they survive for Bob, they survive for beat. But now the Annihilation. Can Amelia trade? Wait, Bob wasn't done! It looked like they survived for Bob, but Bob was not done. The Transcendence fades, and Bob still has the angle. And the Bob and Annihilation create a death trap. And they use all their ults essentially here except for the Pulse Bomb Metaboiz. They do stabilize. And now this is probably again part of the map similar to first where the Ram, the Lucio are going to feel very good. FACEIT is hiding with this Pulse Bomb. It's going to be a slow poke through. Hera now onto the Torb. Runs into this Tracer. Clears out FACEIT. Form on the choke from Amelia. Now the overclock on this high ground from Lauren forces them back. They catch one, they catch two. R8 Esports, oh, they're on the chase. Metaboiz want to live here, but can they live here? Ice is really keen to push this one out. Wants to catch him. Rock doesn't connect. Won't go too much further. Ice now has the Flux coming up for this next fight. Again, they got 4 ultimates. They used 4 ultimates in one fight, so they have no ultimates for a while here. Rock onto the Remarcher again. Amelia solo. Form has to be defensive. Now the lamp comes out. The Flux can be the finisher here. It's set up beautifully for Ice. Will catch for Lucio. Flipper should die. There we go. Finishes that one. Texel has traded. ICAV's traded. It's not quite done yet. Rock is good. Oh, can't finish FACEIT. Ice, they're all so low. They're all so low, but Pocket's coming in. The Doom's back. Oh, they might have stabilized here. Flipper's back on Kiri. They're forcing Ice back. FACEIT has managed to trade it. Oh, it was there for Ice. It was there. They were all so low. How on earth did Metaboiz get themselves out of that one? They're going to swap back now. Amelia's actually going to go match for Sigma. Flipper back on the Lucio. Window and Transcendence coming up for R8 Esports here, and a chance to walk forward with this one. They can maybe wait for Window, swing with Window. If any sort of aggression comes in, they can transcend. Texel does have this window as well, but it looks like Texel's actually taken a more defensive position right now, just on the high ground with ICAV. So I imagine they'll just look to hold in this corner, and then window back in response to a Beaks window. Just try to play to hold the space. Have to be careful, copping some orbs, but oh, FACEIT's found the opening. FACEIT's not just found the opening, he's just found everything. Lamp will be forced onto Ice. They'll clean up this kill as well, and I mean, he keeps making it work. FACEIT opening time and time again. Didn't even need the help of Flipper that time. Pulse Bomb good, finds the kill. And more time off the clock. And this was 5 minutes, 15 seconds. And all of a sudden, it's feeling a little bit more doable for Metaboiz right now. But the big wave of ultimates from R8 Esports is coming back. Window and overclock available, but not great tools to deal with all of this. FACEIT will be holding this left-hand side position again. R8 Esports to walk up. Pressure onto Ice from both sides. Has to poke out the Tracer before he can move. Still holding this high ground. You see Texel and ICAV at the back of the map right now, ready to drop this. Window on the corner for Ice. Window in response. They lamp themselves back. Both lamps have been used. It's Texel goes down, though. Overclock being used by ICAV. They all DP it here. All right, they've waited out the storm, and now Unlimited. Hera has a chance to drop this Molten Core around the corner. Really force the pressure onto it. Does have a Flux, but it's overclock to start from Lauren. Coming around the corner. Transcendence to make sure everyone lives. Molten Core on top. Amelia's trying to drop a Flux so low. It's a big Flux. Do they have any kills? No kills, though. The damage is done. The ult was just too much. FACEIT is still behind. 1 HP. Avik shuts him down. And this time, surely it is it. The Flux catches the Reaper. And 1 minute, 13 seconds left. R8 still going to be Gonna be happy that they finished the map. Gonna be happy that they've got time on the clock. Did take them 4 minutes on third point though. And they got a very easy first point, I think. A very easy first point thanks to that hero grapple shot in spawn. But I think we saw a little bit, especially on that third point, is when we get to these more enclosed areas, particularly third, but also first to a degree, the Lucio Ram comp is very strong in these areas. Very hard to get your double flex and meaningful position or meaningful time to swing and influence the fight. We'll see how they choose to play it on defense here. I imagine if they do run a similar comp, we'll be talking about high grounds here for the BAP and the Zen potentially. Or maybe even like an angle here. Something like this is maybe not completely out of the question as well, and they have their Sigma hold this corner. A few different options depending on how they want to play it. I'm going to be starting with the Torb as well. Amelia seems, at least now, idling the Sigma. See where they choose to start. Be a little bit slow. But the important thing, especially, I imagine Hero might well go Tracer for second as well, just so they have more cart control. But at least in his first brawly point, similar to the swap they did on third, when it's just a straight up fight, limited ability to manipulate the cart, get the Torb out, get the higher damage output, get involved in the brawl a little bit more. Fake Jake goes for the grapple shot, but R8 don't fall for the same trick. Now that we hold this angle, we're going to see Hero and B on this left-hand side. The rest of R8 trying to hold down this right-hand side. Fake Jake's come through this left. Has actually gotten behind here, potentially. They clear the turret. Ice is trying to hold it. Fake Jake will come round now. No rail for Lauren, so limited ability to actually mark Fake Jake out here. And the rest of Metaboiz are going to take that. And look, Flipper and Fake Jake, they're on the flank. They're trying to rotate away from him. Fake Jake is still coming, though. Will not leave. Flipper, chance to go as well. Fake Jake here. The push on the other side as well. They lose ICAV. Can Fake Jake find the trade? Though B is trying to rotate away. One clip. Flipper's looking for the finish. Flipper's in a beak with a desperate pocket, but Flipper will not quit. And they've got a kill on the other side as well. Now a beak is getting, he's getting the Flipper Fake Jake sandwich. There's nowhere for him to go. Ice, he's gotten kills, but now he is once again taking on the Flipper Fake Jake combo. And he is just getting swarmed. They're all over him. Ice can't swat him away, and it's the same old trick, isn't it? The same old trick. Flipper and Fake Jake. They bust out the flank. You saw the attempt there from R8 Esports because the danger was coming from this way. Can they rotate this way and push the other side? And this was sort of true because they did get kills in the front line. But they also got punished at the back, and trades will always favour the attackers. And oh, it's our boy Fake Jake. He's got Pulse Bomb making his way up this left-hand side. Other than that, we're going to have Windows and Fluxes on both teams. It's actually a relatively close hold. Do they know he's here? Surely they know he's here. Wants to force the lamp out from a beak. Shift will be used. Now the lamp has to be used. Chance for it. Kills it. Pulse Bomb's good. Overload keeps him alive for now, but wow, this has all been going on. All the resources were being used to deal with Fake Jake. They were turning. They used lamp for him. And this allows the rest of Metaboiz to win the fight in the front line. And this payload will be moving. The rest of Metaboiz will move forward. They've got all the ults in the world to drop in this choke. Probably can start with a window. Might even just Flux window combo, honestly. Worth it to finish this point. Ice and R8 Esports going to try and come up this top side. Take some castle control back. Amelia's going to come up. It is going to be a Flux window combo, but Amelia can't. Oh, no, they have found him. B in response. Lamp out from a beak. A beak is low. Rock doesn't connect for Amelia, but ICAV still coming forward. Amelia's had to drop. Amelia's super split right now. Fake Jake is forcing point, but the rest of Metaboiz are quite far behind. They're trying to regroup, but Lauren on the high ground. Flipper's got the pressure. Flipper's rolled the overclock. No problem for Flipper. And now 4v4, they're making their way to point. The Molten Core has bought them space and time, but this be a rally for R8 Esports should be the one that seals it. Flipper is harassing a beak. Somebody stop Flipper. They've lost Ice, but the rally out. Bash connects with Amelia. Texel desperately trying to pocket. ICAV has the angle. Flipper has the angle, looking for the boop. Hera has to drop the overload, trying to keep him alive. A beak with a good lamp as well. I think they've stabilized maybe, but Fake Jake is still behind. Fake Jake and ICAV still looking for it. They deal with Flipper. He's got another one. Doom back from Ice. Doesn't connect. Oh, he's low. It's Fake Jake and ICAV. B is coming back for packs. They're not in time. B is back. Pulse Bomb's avoided. Bia can hold it. Bia can hold it. Symmetra back now from Lauren. They're punched off. Amelia's got 2. The window now on point. A beacon here. I think they can clutch. Ice is back as well. A lamp keeps everyone alive for Metaboiz, but they are in big, big trouble. Flipper and Fake Jake. Texol's got the pocket. Ice is outmanned, outgunned. Bia's got the TP back on Kiri. Suzu. Another TP from Lauren. It's not over yet. Another touch onto point. Surely this is it. The TP's still there. Kill the TP, Metaboiz. They've got it. They've got the point. A series of clutches, a series of huge plays from Metaboiz, and they're just feeling it today. Everything's going so well. They're reacting to everything. Flipper's doing so much work. Fake Jake's doing so much work, and honestly, they're all really involved. Amelia's doing well in the front line. Now we're on to Zen Bat for R8 Esports on the defense side. 3 minutes 30 seconds. A scary time back to deal with. Remember, they lost first map as well, so R8 Esports playing for their lives here. If they can stop them here. Window around the corner. Ice tries to get through it. Is boot back. Lamp is enough to keep Ice up. They get the corner swing here, though. A chance to push with beat if they see it as well here, Metaboiz. Lauren has the high ground. Now the beat push all over Ice. Overclock over the top as well, and ICAV will just decimate him here. There's nowhere for him to go. There's nowhere for him to hide. They'll clean up point. Hera's dancing, juking. Bia's coming back out. Hera is still on point. Double pocket. Somehow, some way. No, ICAV tiny takes him down. Bia on top. 66% to Transcendence. It's not close enough. Ice needs to find a kill right now. But Texel, he keeps everyone up. He's kept them all up. Ice finds 1. It's not enough. The camp goes through. 2 minutes, 44 seconds on the clock. It looked like such a good attack initially. It was back to the start of this map. They got to the cleanest second attack we've probably ever seen from R8 Esports. 5 minutes 15 coming into third. And now they find themselves on a 1.5 minute deficit as we go into an Icon World overtime. And it's only best of 3, which means first to 2. And Metaboiz are only 1 away from 2. If you can follow that math, you'll realise it's match point. Decisions now about whether to stick or twist compositionally. I think one thing we've seen from Metaboiz is they know the comp they want to play, or the style of comp they want to play. A little bit of Ram, a little bit of Sigma. But they know how they want to play. They want to play this Brawl style. They want to play with an aggressive Lucio Tracer pairing. And we're going to see Bat Brig come out now. In theory, the Bat Brig, sturdier, lots of healing, hard to kill. They'd be very good at dealing with a Tracer Lucio type flank. We'll be coming out in this first choke. Last time Hero was able to find the grapple shot. It has to be impossible now that happens again. But we'll watch just in case. No one peeking this time. Metaboiz have learnt their lesson. They'll try and come through this right-hand side initially here. Already low on time. Only had 1 minute and 13 seconds to start with here. We're going to see Hero make his way onto the left-hand side of our screen here. We'll get forced out, and now Fake Shake can actually push the flank the other way, but a Beaker's peeking it back, helping Hero in this situation as Ice makes his way onto point. Here comes the flank now. Fake Shake forces the shift out of a Beacon. A Beaker's going to rotate away. Lauren's going to take the high ground. Rail is good. Lamp is late from Texel, and that'll do it. A Beak lamps just to make sure everyone lives. They want to try and avoid trading. Bia needs a little bit of help. They lose Bia, but they've done enough. They've done enough. Clever, and we see R8 doing this a lot. They come in this side. The Tracer flank is coming this way. They rotate the backline away. You see their Sojourn taking this aggressive angle, and they try and move away from the danger and take another part of the map. A good way to play it, and it was effective for them there. They avoided the Tracer danger. Bia was able to shut a decent amount of it down. And now they want to go early, actually. A rock into a rail. Hera caught by that one, and now a great chance. They're plowing themselves onto point. A Beak still 25% away from this window. Pressure onto the car, but Lauren trades it back. 4v4, Lamp is forced. Texel is going to have this window later, so a Beak has the opportunity when they get in this window. Matrix has been used as well. Pressure now. Rock is good onto Amelia. Lamp comes out. Window, if they need it, there it is. The window should seal it. Can they find kills with it? Can they find kills? ICAV is alone. A Beak, can he finish it? No! They have killed the front line, though. Now the Tracer dive in. Trades, they have to try and avoid trades. A Beak, juking, dodging. One more attempt from FACEIT, but Pulse Bomber lamps there. And a beat gets the shutdown. They weather the storm. They survive everything. And now a chance to set up aggressively for R8 Esports. And this is the danger in overtime. You start winning some fights. You start to get big distance. They had a clean second attack last time. They could do more of the same. FACEIT has made the Sombra swap. Wants to cancel the Flux. And that's for play. Wants to cancel the Flux here. Do they realize there's a Sombra? They should be pressing tab. They should know. Ice is going to start with it. He doesn't know. Is he going to get hacked? The hack's there. The Flux is cancelled. The lamp is out anyway. Now the counter Flux comes back and ICAV finishes it. The cancel is good. They get their own Flux. The Flux window overclock combo. They do get to use everything here. The rally cannot save R8 Esports. The Sombra swap. Honestly, didn't even need it. The combo was so good, but still a smart swap. Gets the cancel off, and they get the stop. 105.17 meters. But even with the larger time bank that Metaboiz come in with here, it's still a scary amount of distance to have to try and push. And most importantly for R8 Esports, it's a defendable amount of time. But casting is quite an awkward place, so you probably only get, depending on if you die in overtime or not, as long as you get a fight on first, a fight at the choke, you'll get 3 fights out of this at minimum. Obviously, if you win a fight, you get an extra one if you are R8 Esports. So, winnable for R8 Esports, but really not out of the question yet. Really not out of the question yet for Metaboiz. Metaboiz, obviously, if they can find a way through, they just win the series. It'll be a huge win for them. A team that I don't think anyone, myself included, really had incredibly high expectations for them coming into this match. But not only did they win the first map, they've got themselves in a winnable position here. We're going to see, looks like a Lifeweaver Widow combo out of spawn. Now, as soon as somebody dies to a Widow grapple shot in spawn at some point in the series, it should never happen again. Everyone should be on high alert in the front of everyone's mind. Grapple shot, nothing to shoot at. And we'll see Bap Brig again. Ramattra is the choice for Amelia here. Early space taken already. Slow onto Ice. Ice will be happy enough to de-peek that. The rest of Metaboiz swing out top, and now the pressure onto Ice. Rock buys himself a little bit of space and time. Forces him back in the choke, but Hera's been lost on the flank. Lauren and Bia are trying to respond now, but a player down. This has given Metaboiz the onus to run through. Slow onto Abik, forces him back. The ram punch is coming through. Abik is running, has to lamp himself, but Flipper, FACEIT, ICAV, the whole squad is on Abik right now. They've lost Texo in the meantime, so it's going to be a scrap. But Ramatra's pretty handy in a scrap. It's still going on. Looks like they should be able to get the cleanup here. ICAV has dropped. There we go. And they just find this aggressive timing. They swarm them. And they'll get the first point with time to spare. Ult's coming back now. Window, Rally, Flux. All available for the side of R8 Esports. They're going to drop to this choke. Want to make sure they get the maximum opportunities. They keep them contained. No ults just yet. Beat very close though. That's the scary one if you're R8 Esports. If this beat comes through from Flipper, can they weather that storm? But they get an early rock onto Amelia. Force her back. Annihilation, a scary one too. Both of those are close. They have to be ready to deal with these. Abik needs probably a window quite far back to deal with these pushes. Might be a bit too close here, Abik. We'll see if it pays out. But if they catch FACEIT early, now the rock onto Amelia, they might be okay. A chance to stabilize and force them back, and Metaboiz have to be careful here. Can't afford to get staggered out. They're super close. They spot an opportunity. Abik's going to lamp himself out. They will take a step back. Now the window and the rock, and they keep him contained. Abik is super low. FACEIT is looking for that kill. But they've got cover. Rally now as well. Bash comes in. Flipper has the beat, but no chance to use it. Needs to save it for next fight now. And they will be forced all the way back to spawn. Flipper has the beat. Texel has the window. ICAV has the overclock. A chance to be very aggressive with all of these. And it's going to be a maze swap from FACEIT. Ice needs to be careful. Wall is coming in. Ice is walled off. Not a lot of pressure though. They don't swing with the wall timing here. Now they come through slow and Ice is getting forced back. They have the beat if they want to go. Bia and Hera are pretty committed. They want to die in spawn here, R8 Esports, because they know they'll get another fight. Flux will be used. Beat has to be used defensively. It means they survive for Flux, and we're going to try and rotate and flip the map here. Now the overclock here. Ice can block a lot of it. They're just trying to keep it contested, and Ice is in the corner. The cart won't move. They can't clear Ice. He's bought so much time. ICAV goes for one more aggressive swing. Now the wall off onto Ice. Now surely they do kill him. Lamp, not in time from a beak. They push back. Immediately will swarm over. And I think ultimately they got the trade they wanted. Texel's going to drop the window as well. Hera's got two. It's not quite done yet. Overclock from Lauren. Hera, somehow, some way. How on earth have they made that play work? It looked like it was over. They were going to take the tactical win, but no. No, it looked like they were just going to take the death nair, holding spawn, then try and come back in ult advantage for the overtime fight. But we can get an instant replay on that one, because at this point here, they flip the map. We're going to see ICAV on the top of our screen go for one more aggressive rail. They're going to get this wall onto Ice. Ice is going to die. And at this point, you just think, okay, if I'm R8 Esports, I'm dying on point, and then I will be able to get another fight in this area. I can retake from high ground, and I can hold from up here and probably feel pretty good about it using my overclock or something, you know? Seems really reasonable, a really reasonable decision. But then something happens here. We can watch it from Hera's point of view, because Hera is really the one who just finds all these openings, and kill's just there. Texel tries to window, gets the shutdown. I think Texel didn't have lamp, no. They're all just so low, actually. They're all so low, so they're all just there for Hera. I think let's take another look, because Lauren pops the overclock. There goes Ice. Still full health, everyone. Flipper was just low. There's the overclock. There's the rail. Onto the Ramattra as well. Yeah, everyone just takes so much damage so quickly. And then it's just an easy kill on the main in the end. And whoo! I think to be fair to R8 Esports, they were probably favoured in that situation anyway, on the basis that they had the retake and they would have been able to retake high ground. No guarantees, of course. That's one thing we've learned in this series as it's gone. There's no guarantees for either team. But they should have been favoured, and they do clutch out there, and they send us to a third map. Ready for battle. It will be Route 66. No changes either. Ice remains in, which means we expect very much the same comps to be in play. Route 66, a map that traditionally better for dive more than anything, but also better for, I think, these slower and pokier competitions. A tricky one to play the Lucio Ram on. It's just a lot of areas in the map where it's just very hard areas to take. Maybe how do you deal with this gas high ground on first? Do you come through here? Do you try and go right side? They're all quite difficult rotations. Similarly, once we get to second. But for now, at least, it's a spawn hold for R8 Esports. They've got themselves back into this series. We're tied up 1-1. Winner takes all now on Route 66. Winner takes all. Going to be starting with their backline close with Ice here. Their DPS controlling the high ground. A slight different twist here. Beak has to be careful, though. Fake Jake's right behind. Lamp is forced early. Beer is trying to peel, but Flipper's got the finish. And just going to be a die on car angle here for the remaining R8 players. They do get a kill. Oh, actually, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I told a lie. Lauren is trying to take over. They have lost Ice on point. Trades are good. Hera finds another one, and R8 are making them work for it. That clutch on Eichenwald seems to have reinvigorated R8. Hera and Lauren. It's just 3 players from R8. They can be cleared. They will be forced out. Now, Bia's going to try and live. A risky decision from Bia. If he gets caught here, it could be a disaster, but has managed to get himself out. Some whip shots to help, and Ice will be back soon, meaning R8 can stabilize on this high ground. So they get the best of both worlds. They get the spawn hold, and they get the high ground hold. Hera and Lauren peeking on this left-hand side with Rail. Opportunity available. Fake Jake's going to come through. Interesting that we do see Fake Jake on the Echo now instead of a Tracer. It was having so much success, it felt like. But it feels like the Echo's a necessity here. Bia playing to support the flank. A Beak playing to support Ice. And oh, Texel, they've walked in. Bia's right behind you. Look out. An easy kill in the end. And they're going to force everyone out. They should catch Fake Jake here as well. ICAV is awfully low. Dodges for Rail. Jukes for Rail. Dodges for Rock. ICAV gives him the shimmy. Saves himself a death. Starting to come back with a lot of ults here. But obviously, window disadvantage since Texel dropped that one, not knowing there was a brig right behind him. They're trying to come through the high ground here. A chance just to window back, I think, for a beak. Should be easy enough to hold. They're going to annihilate through. Rally in response. They force them back. Copy comes through as well. It's a copy Sigma, but they are stuffed at the choke. Bia will not let them pass on this Route 66 first point. You window from low ground, Bia's there. You try and come out high ground with annihilation, Bia is there. They'll get the late kill onto Fake Jake as well as he comes out of his copy. 1.5 minutes. And now, if I am R8 Esports, I'm licking my lips because I've got a chance to flux, a chance to window or overclock with it, which means this beat now, Metaboiz, we've seen him use so aggressively in the past, will have to just be used defensively to deal with the flux, most likely. As long as Ice can connect it here, it could be a tricky situation. Might start with the overclock instead here. They're trying to rotate right side. Fake Jake will cop one. Here's the flux now. Beat will be used. Hera can't find the finish. They'll clear Hera out. And now the overclock on the high ground from ICAV. They have taken the space. They've taken the high ground now as well. Window in the back from a beak, but it's on the low ground, just trying to stabilize. Overclock now from Lauren. Trying to find it. Pushes underneath. Forced out by Fake Jake. Lamp will keep him alive. And now Lauren is coming back. Decimated them there. And very much went how we expected it. The beat had to be used quite early from Flipper, so they don't connect with it, and then they just get that opportunity to stabilize it. A little bit ropey when they lost the high ground, but it works out. ICAV's now going to make the move onto Ash, Fake Jake onto the Tracer. It's only window they've got though, so it is an advantage. Hera has just the pulse bomb. A beak will try and clear Fake Jake out, and it looks like Texel might just be keen to drop this one to help force point. Made his way underneath. Got to be scared of all the threats. Got to be scared on that rail. Chance to use the window here to maybe help clear this Sigma off the high ground. Looking for it now with ICAV. They want to go... Oh, they're going to go up top with it. Dynamite could be dangerous with it. Lauren under a lot of pressure. Can they find the opening? Fake Jake's got one. Dynamite's available. Dynamite's going to do big damage. Backline in trouble. They have control of this high ground. They may be able to force it in, but Bia wants to rally out. They've stabilized on point, but they just have a massive angle here. Another Dynamite coming up soon. Bia's going to fall. Need to deal with Lauren on the flank. Need to deal with Lauren on the flank. He's killed Flipper. They're going to move to point though. Another Dynamite. They take care of the Sigma. Lauren is still alive behind, but he's outmanned. He's outgunned. He's stuck in a corner. And whoo! With mere seconds to spare, they get themselves a first point cap. Unfortunately, if you Metaboiz, the problems don't get a lot easier to solve once we get to second point here. Again, there's going to be this big high ground in the middle that they have to try and find a way to deal with. You saw on first point they were able to eventually take top with the window push. We'll see if they can negotiate a similar situation here. For now, all of R8 are going to get on top of a roof. And Amelia and Ice are going to meet someone on the bridge. But ICAP's found the opening pick. The rock will slow down Amelia, but with that pick, they can take a lot of space. Lauren's been forced out as well. Lauren's low. Fake Jake's right there. Bia able to keep his Sojourn alive for now, but the Dynamite hits Bia under more pressure. And while they try and stabilize... Oh! They have to keep running. They have to keep running. They don't get out. Bia gets caught. Amelia wants to take everything. Dodges the rock. Ice will fall, and the payload has been moving this entire time. R8 not given time to breathe. Not given time to think. A trade from Hera. If Hera can stay alive here, it's actually really useful, but might be tricky. Has the blinks. Will get chased all the way out with form. Will be okay, though. So they do get a chance of a retake here. But it's tricky. ICAV's going to have the Bob as well. Window out from the beak. They're just going to de-peek it for now. Amelia's a little bit isolated on point. Now the Bob and beak come through. Pressure onto a beak. Jukes everyone for now, and Lauren has the overclock on the high ground. Pressure onto Texel, but shut down again. They've been so quick on the draw dealing with this overclock. Ice is going to still manage to force that trade, but the damage had been done. Window to get space, overclock on the high ground. It looked reasonable, but the beat is such a strong ultimate in these situations. Just gives the freedom for the Metaboiz comp to just focus and fight everything in all these different areas. Exactly what they do, so they can shut down the overclock at the same time as killing the front line, at the same time as dealing with all the other threats. And now, all of a sudden, 2 minutes on third point doesn't seem too shabby on Route 66, considering how that first point looked. And Lauren is behind, has the headshot. ICAV will go down. Texel in a difficult position now. Texel in so much trouble. They were not ready for that at all, and they've put a lot of attention on Lauren, shut down a fair few of his overclocks. But that time they were not ready for the flank. And the opening pick gives some room for R8. They shoot a little bit in spawn, but I imagine they're going to very much go back to this corner hold. One of the most difficult parts of this map. I mean, there's so many difficult parts of Route 66, but this is up there with them. Trying to break this corner hold. ICAV's going to take a lot of damage. Hera in the back follows up on that as well. Lauren and Hera combining well to shut down Metaboiz on these rotations. They're trying to go top. Texel's taking a lot of damage. Ice is just coming behind them now, though. Easy damage in the end. They should be able to clean this all up. They have to. FACEIT found one trade. They should be able to catch the Ramatra here. And it's starting to look holdable. The nice thing for R8 Esports is they didn't use any ults in those previous fights. They've got an entire 5 ult bank right there, right now. If you're Metaboiz, it's probably a window and try and lose an annihilation, but they have to get through this lamp first. Ice has the flux as well. Might drop a flux early yet. Wants this beat to come out defensively. Catches one, catches ICAV. Oh, they don't even have a beat, sorry. But yeah, can't use anything. They're going to try a window. They're going to try an annihilation, but Ice, the damage is done. Crushed at the choke. Rally was using this as well. The car has actually rolled so far back that the touch is easier than it otherwise would have been for Metaboiz here. And they're going to go Ryan Kiri. Flipper has the beat. That's going to be the important part. If they can get to this beat, they can really win. At least this first fight. Reinhardt coming out now. Potential overuse, honestly, from R8. The overclock comes through. Flipper's going to get the beat. Catches everyone except for the DPS. They have to just stabilize with this beat. They can't push just yet, but FACEIT's got 2. He's found 2. That's the key. 3 for FACEIT. Flipper will finish this Sojourn off. And somehow, some way, Metaboiz have found themselves a chance. No real ults on the board, and it's actually ICAV who's about to have this Bob. Bob on this last point, and it's actually a Zen Bastion swap. Obviously, Zen Bastion, they'll be calling that ICAV has the Bob already. But he's going to go Anna, actually, so they've got a lot of tools to deal with for Bob here. But Bastion can make for Ryan's life hard as well. Ramatra will come out. ICAV needs for pocket. Bastion swing coming through. There goes Bob. Trying to put it on point, but look how quickly Bob is going to get beamed down by a Beak and Lauren. Stabilized on point now. They've lost Hera. Now the Kitsune rush on point. Ice goes down. Someone else needs to touch. Someone else needs to touch, but no one's there. The support ults in the end. Enough for Metaboiz. And oh my god. R8 once again find themselves on the ropes in this series. Really coming into this, Metaboiz historically, we talked about them in OWCS. It was really only top 16 finishes. Never particularly looked like getting out of groups, if I'm being honest. R8 Esports, meanwhile, they finished 4th in Stage 2. A team on the up. A team that nearly, in fact, probably should have beaten Twisted Minds in their earlier series. And now, they're on the ropes against Metaboiz. FACEIT, the main man for Metaboiz. And if he keeps this up, we're going to have to take Jake from the desk and make him the fake Jake. And this Jake can become the real one. Reinhardt locked again. The defense is going to be a close hold with Reinhardt. Now they've got the full cap. A chance to play quite a tactical game here if you are Metaboiz. What if you just go Reinhardt Lucio? What if you hold him in spawn? What if you just get loads of fights on all the points and you just bleed out the time? You can get so many fights on this type of composition on these payload maps. And it's exactly what Metaboiz have in mind here right now. We'll see how they choose to respond. Hera on the Echo. We'll get above them in this train hold. Hard to deal with, but ICAV is on the Cass. So we'll make Hera's life equally difficult, but it's going to be a push out of this high ground. Magnetic Grenade, Fire Strike avoided. FACEIT has the angle, and Ice is just low. He's just low. The Fire Strike kills him. A false start here. A Beak is going to look for a trade, but nothing doing. And they stabilize. They avoid trading. A Metaboiz, good for 1. Looks like they're sticking on the BAP. Oh no, not going to stick on the BAP banner. BAP, Lucio now. Here we're going to go Tracer. Yep, so more of a straightforward mirror. Expect Emilia probably to get off for Ryan now. Ryan more effective into the Sigma. Tougher into the Ram, so Emilia might just take the Ram mirror after this. Trying to take the high ground now with Lauren, and Lauren does have this angle. A chance to swing, a chance to find an opening pick. Pressure on now as the swing comes through from Ice, and Lauren just has this admin position in the lobby. Pushes aggressively in, goes all the way, wants to find the trade, but Texel's got the shutdown. Texel is in more and more trouble. Flippers with him, they're trying to hold on, but a full health from Archer running you down, punching you in the face. Texel can run, but only for so long. They've still traded out on point, and they'll die on cart here. Fake Jake still has the recall. And they'll get another one out of this. Another 2 out of this, probably, for Metaboiz. Ults starting to come up. And actually, all the ults slightly quicker for Metaboiz since they won that first fight and lost a kind of slow fight on the second. Early high ground here for a beak. Doesn't quite have a window yet as this high noon push comes. It means they have to de-peek, but they give the space, and Fake Jake's looking for the pulse in the back. Cannot find it. But Ice has died? Oh no. Now the pin for connects. A beak taken for a ride. Off the map goes a beak. Lauren is behind. A trade would be massive for Lauren if they can find it, but no doing. 2 minutes off the clock. And back to where they started. They're going to be holding this close choke now. ICAV will get aggressive through this tunnel. I don't know if they know they're about to walk into a Ramattra. They're going to find out. Or maybe it's Ice who should be careful. He's about to walk into a Reinhardt. Form will be used. Punches will do so much damage in this tunnel. Ice has the annihilation. Hero's behind. Pulse bomb behind. Lamp is used. They can keep going. The Shatter's big though. Beer is down. A beak is down. A beak survived though. He fell onto the low ground as it happened. Is able to lamp Ice. They can keep going now. Beak comes through for Flipper. They want a clutch, but they're so far back. Annihilation used from Ice. Window over the top. They're forcing Ice to play defensive with this, but... Oh, Hero made the play, but ICAF has the shutdown. And Metaboiz have stabilized again. 1 minute, 15 seconds left on the clock. They used a lot of the ults for that one, the beat, the annihilation for window, all committed from Metaboiz. So this is the fight. They've only got a minute left, so it kind of has to be the fight for R8 Esports, but this is the fight. They've got ult advantage. They've got it. Is it going to be an aggressive play? Oh, they catch B, and B is in trouble. Can't beat. Lamp can't beat. Will get shut down. They don't need to die here. They don't need to commit anything more. They can wait for Bia. A good catch. They might catch Ice as well. They might catch Hero. They're going to swing with High Noon. Don't know if that was necessary. They probably had the stagger kills anyway. Okay. Whew. 35 seconds. Still have overclock. Still have beat. Can start with overclock if you want here from Lauren. Bia can beat if they need it. Metaboiz know they have beat though. Bia will be under intense pressure from the Metaboiz side. Fake Jake with a pulse bomb. We've seen that one happen before. Trying to come around the corner. Bia will speed for rotation. They want to swing to the other side here. They are out. They're underneath. They are moving point. Lauren wants to go top here. Has to be careful. Fake Jake has that pulse bomb, remember. Marking him. Pulse bomb's going to be a miss. Lauren's a little bit isolated. They might need the beat now. Hero's found Texel. Now they can turn their attention to the Ram on point. They got in. They got the space. The beat makes sure of it. And did they die in overtime here? I don't know if they actually get much of a recontest, if any. No. I think they might get away with it here. It's Symmetra, ICAV. Metaboiz want to do it. They don't quite have Annihilation, don't quite have window, and a beak does have window. So a beak can window aggressively here as they try and come through. They're going for it. Window just to get the kills. Flipper in trouble. Need to be careful with this Annihilation coming through. Any kills will do. Lamp to make sure him and Lauren stay alive for now. Pressure onto Amelia. Amelia has the Annihilation. Amelia wants to win. A beak is caught in this Annihilation. It's not done yet. Annihilation back from Ice. That should be enough. He's low. He's blocking. But they've got the cap. They've got the time extension. Scary stuff. Metaboiz so close. But ultimately, they took so much time off the clock on that first point. Now, even though they didn't hold it, it's still a massively favourable situation for Metaboiz. They'll get to hold forward here at R8 Esports. Lauren on the high ground. Early disruptor shot. And it's just a Ram, Lucio Mirror now. Bap and Sojourn for both teams too. Metaboiz have forced him into the mirror. Pressure onto Ice. Ice will be forced to form back. Later form and window pulse bomb though. Lamped by Texel. And this slows down the window aggression, lets them all live. No ults just quite yet for R8 Esports. They're just trying to play through point for now. Fake Jake is behind. cleared out. Flipper has the beat if they want to go. Flipper wants to go. B over top. Bia has it back. Bia can't get it off. ICAV finds the shot. They're going to lose the fight. No trades here, it looks like. And R8 Esports back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board. Low on time. Not low on ults, though. That's for saving grace for R8 Esports. They've got overclock, they've got beat. The exact same situation as first point. We can overclock, beat if we need. Fake Jake has a pulse bomb. It's deja vu. Will history repeat itself? Will R8 be able to find the way through? 50 seconds left on the clock. Fake Jake and Hero on the low side taking this fight. Lauren with a chance to start the fight with overclock. ICAV is low, as is Lauren. A chance to push aggressively. Texel takes one, takes two. Flipper low as well. Nobody dies though, but Bia still has this beat. Beak's about to have window. They pinned him in here and now for high ground, but no, it's an overclock back from ICAV. The beat comes through, they can run him over. ICAV in so much trouble. The beat is good from Bia. They force him back. The payload has been moving, and I think they cap off this. And I guess history does repeat itself. And somehow, some way, R8 will drag themselves through this Route 66, take us to third point. But again, Metaboiz still probably pretty happy with this. It's such a difficult point to take. And 1 minute 20 seconds is not a lot of time. We've got window, we've got annihilation. The standard play here, window to open up the fight, and then annihilation to finish it. They got to bear in mind that the exact same ults are available. And oh, Fake Jake with an aggressive play behind. Window around the corner. Amelia's got this annihilation trying to go through. Will be forced back now as the window is exchanged. But Ice has a much later annihilation if they all live. And they will all live. A chance to push back. Here it is behind, putting pressure onto ICAV. And now Ice is pressuring from the front. They're forced all the way back. They're desperately trying to disengage here, Metaboiz. Pressure onto ICAV. Nowhere to go. Can't get out. They've got space. They've got time. They've got a chance. 45 seconds. Oh, Texel with a late trade. It's only Hero, though. They need to deal with Fake Jake. They will. But look at the ults. Overclock only for R8 Esports. Flipper has the beat. Fake Jake has the pulse. We saw on the flip side here, ICAV's overclock gets shut down by the beat. Flipper will be looking for the same. Lauren can start with overclock, but they need to help him live through the beat. They need to not get pulse bombed as well. Lots of things need to go right. Recall is forced. Now the overclock on the high ground. Flipper will beat back. They need to take a step back here. They need to all live. R8 Esports pulse bomb forces for Lamp. They need to clear the tracer. They've dealt with everything, and now Bia has the beat. A chance to win with beat. The push is coming back. Amp will be used. Beat is available. The push comes in. They need to find kills. Slow is good. Hero, Lauren, they all combine with the slow. The damage is done. They're going to push it in. Overtime spawns as well. Don't trade to Fake Jake, and it should be a slam dunk. They get the tracer. They push the car. Desperation. Stall will be coming. A beak with the window to finish it. The cap is on. Lamp destroyed. Sombra cleared. Window back. The Malga's coming out. A beak's done so much damage. Can they finish it? Oh, the kills are all going their way. R8 Esports will force us to another overtime round. Our second overtime round in this series. And it's as even as you like now. A minute for either team. All comes down to this. Tied up 1-1. Tied up 3-3 in the map. 1 minute on the clock for each team. It could go either way. It feels like the momentum's with R8. It feels like after that attack, more things are going their way. Metaboiz had their series of clutches as well. But the damage that was being caused by Fake Jake and Flipper early on has been limited, I think. I think they've minimized some of this. The ults start to seem to be getting more value as well. Obviously, we're in a quite different matchup now since they're just playing the mirror, and it's worth noting that on this overtime defense, R8 Esports, they're playing Lucio, they're playing Ram, and they only go stand at the spawn gates. We'll see how they choose to set up. Looks like Ice will be anchoring car as you'd expect. A beacon, Lauren will be on this high ground. Hero to support, and Bia might actually be playing aggressively on the low ground as well.
because I don't see any freedom.
So we'll see how they choose to start it. We'll see how they choose to start it. Not a lot of time, remember. Not a lot of time. Route 66, one of the most full holdable points in the game. Emilia will come around this left-hand side, slow initially onto Bia. We'll get out of way of danger for now. Try and go the other way now. Emilia forcing point. Ice will form first. Slow now onto Ice for later form back from Emilia. Ice is getting full pocket but is in trouble. Has to be lamped as well. They've lost that trade. Fake Jake had the angle and Ice has been pushed further and further back. Slow just to buy Ice time for this next form. Ice actually catches Fake Jake though. A chance to form back. Emilia has a later form but the pressure is on. Here it is coming from behind. Ice is coming from the front. They've pushed back Metaboiz for slow, forces out the lamp as well. They can smell blood here, R8 Esports, but can they find the kill? Disruptor shot at spawn. I don't know if they can get more. Ice is really trying to go. Has to get lamped out again. He might have gone too far. Now a chance to turn back for Emilia. Yeah, Ice went too far. Okay. The minute's been worn off the clock, though. They'll die in spawn here. And they'll come back with a healthy bank of ultimates here, R8 Esports. Window, post bomb, beat. Oh, no beat, actually. They want to go for a trade. Hira's got 2. How did Hira get 2 in that situation? A messy situation now to manage. Flipper has gone back to Taxi. Beat's going to be available in this next fight. As are the windows. And ICAV actually has for slightly earlier overclock. And of course, Fake Jake has that pulse bomb still. Slows will be traded. Window on point. They want to force Emilia off early. Still just coming back from spawn, but Metaboiz are back now. They window back, but Fake Jake goes down. Pressure onto Emilia. It's a stalemate at this choke. They can't force it round. Bia's going to go with the beat push. Flipper, 99%, doesn't have it. Tetzel falls. Flipper falls. Bia, a few seconds quicker. A little bit quicker. And actually, those kills from Hira in the end just meant that rather than being able to set up in a nice position ahead of the corner and just have the cart moving behind you, they had to just leave one person on cart and go Taxi. Ideally, after you win that fight here, if you are Metaboiz, what you want to do is you want to try and get some people onto this high ground. Maybe you'd have your BAP here, your Ram here, your Tracer or something just touching point. And you have a much nicer fight with the cart still moving the entire time. But because of those trades from Hira, it meant that essentially Emilia couldn't do much more than just stay on point. So even though everyone got back, the position here was a hold here instead of a hold here. So Hira makes another important play in another overtime situation. A huge play on Ikerwold. A huge play here on Route 66. And now, winnable for R8 Esports, but difficult on this Route 66. An interesting decision now, because essentially, when R8 decided to defend, they were going to do one fight here, hopefully another fight here. They get at least 2 fights, you know. Obviously, they ideally 3, but you might not get it with overtime spawns, but at least 2. But now, you only get 1 fight if you're Metaboiz here. So, interesting, it looks like they do want to hold close. There's a real argument you could just hold the corner, and it might be a stronger hold overall if you only get 1 fight. But Metaboiz, not doing it for now. ICAV on the cast as well. The whole squad holding close on this coast area. Hurricane's out on the Widow. Will get slowed and pressured back by Fake Jake, though. Now, they came onto the high ground. Emilia will be bullied back here. Fake Jake has the angle. We'll be trying to push this side, but they've lost ICAV. Lamp not in time. Hira's going to kill the Lamp. Slow on top. Bia with the boop. Hira finishes it off. And they've killed him. They killed him. Do they get a touch? Fake Jake's going to die on point. It's such an awkward touch. Do we even really get it? It's going to be like a rush to point here. Emilia's gone Doom. Yeah, they're having to swap comp for it as well. They will get it. They will get a touch. But it's going to be messy. 3 on point here from R8. Really ramping up the pressure. Emilia's going to drop. Pressure now. Emilia's getting hit from all sides. Lamp comes through, but Emilia's blown up here. They didn't really get another proper fight. It's a desperation. ICAV is flanking. ICAV needs to do so much, but a beat still has Lamp. He'll be okay. He'll shut down the Tracer. They lose 1. But they lose the series. And wow, what a recovery. What a recovery from Hira. I think we can go back. We can go back and watch. There's a couple of pulse bomb plays I want to watch. Always a sucker for a good pulse bomb. But I think in reality, it was probably the wrong decision to hold spawn there, I think, for Metaboiz. I think the corner hold has to be better for the most part. So I was surprised to see them commit to that. Obviously, some of the things that don't work out is they just kind of lose the neutral very quickly. You know, like Ikev dies in that situation where you maybe hope he wouldn't. All right, so this is the situation. They go too far in spawn. Ice is going to go down. And this actually ends up being a really good decision. These are sometimes the decisions that are hard to make in the moment. But especially because it's an overtime situation. Like, I think if it wasn't overtime and let's say there was still 4 minutes on the clock here or 3 minutes on the clock for Metaboiz, it probably wasn't worth the pulse bomb for Hera. Maybe it still would have been because but it's like it's more debatable. But because of the overtime here, it actually makes their lives a nightmare. Gets the finish. I presume Texel doesn't have it doesn't have lamp still. Used earlier in the fight in the sort of frontline trade. Gets it, jukes, recalls back. Oh! Perfect. Nearly kills Flipper as well, honestly. Could have been more. And now, yeah, because now imagine if that didn't happen, right? Imagine if Hero doesn't get those 2 kills. Lauren is getting forced out here. All of this time, Lauren's getting forced out. The rest of Metaboiz are taking space. It's starting to feel very good for them. But because of that, yeah, so... Really nice play by Hero ultimately to clutch that one out. I think I want to go back as well. And it was obviously that fake shake. The fake shake clutch. This was in their overtime attack. Where are we? A little bit further back still. Feels like a long time ago now, right? A long time ago now when this was happening. This is 10 seconds left on the clock. Most of third point still to go. Such a difficult situation. Look at the... Really tough. They have beat, which is a big one. The fake shake gets himself in the position. Window at the choke. A beak trying to deal with him. Holds onto the lamp, importantly, for a beak here. More pressure coming. Now the pulse bomb. Oh, the lamp's just late. Can't quite react in time. They respond to fake shake afterwards, but the damage is done. Nice pulse from fake shake, and obviously, in many ways, this felt like at the time, this clutch from fake shake actually felt like this was going to be the bit that wins the series here for Metaboiz by giving them this healthy attack, this chance at a full cap. But it was really blow for blow all the way through that series. I think lots of really impressive things. I think when Metaboiz for me was never a team that was really on my radar, but seeing this, I was actually really impressed. It did feel like once we got onto more of the mirror, it started to stabilize. The longer it went on, the more they dealt with Fake Shake and Flipper. But especially in those early maps, Fake Shake and Flipper were getting so much done. And I really like... I'd be interested to see if Metaboiz always playing that aggressively, if it was more because they were playing against the double flex, so they knew they needed to sort of ramp up the aggression. But they got so much value. They got all the trades. And this is why quite often you'll see when teams are playing this double flex support, is it better than the Lucio? Like, is the Bat Brig better than the Lucio or anything like that? And you can find that ultimately they're still quite vulnerable of getting run over in some of these situations. And we saw so much throughout the series from Flipper and Fake Shake. Super impressed with them. I think Amelia looked very good as well, both on the Ramatra and the Sigma. Big shatter as well on the Rhine, just for the sake of it as well. So really impressive. Meanwhile, on the side of R8, they did clutch up, and sometimes this happens where you are the favourite in a series, you're playing against a team that you should expect to beat, but stuff just doesn't click. Suddenly the other team's playing more aggressive than you expect. You're not able to deal with their flanks, you're not able to deal with this. I thought R8 made a lot of the right decisions in terms of how they move their backline around the map, but they still struggled. I don't know if there was more attention. It's hard to tell sometimes from the first watch through, but could they put more attention here? Could Hera or Bia have been paying more attention to Fake Shake and Flipper, try to shut them down more? Was there more opportunities to punish them in these situations? But you got to give credit to Metaboiz for making this a hell of a series, and you got to actually give credit to R8 Esports for staying on top, for clutching this out. I think for R8 Esports, honestly, I think Hera probably player of the match since they won. I think there's obviously, especially after the first couple of maps, there's a real case. It might have even been Fake Shake, despite the loss. But I think Hera made so many crucial plays, got all the cleanup kills on Eichenwald, made that crucial trade here. You saw when they had that initial attack on Eichenwald as well, it was Hera who helped crafted it open. So I think very impressive display from Hera. They looked really good. And R8 Esports win a game they should have won in one of the less expected ways. A great series, I think definitely worth a watch. And this just set up, ultimately, as far as we go table-wise, it doesn't actually shift anything because the expected result still happened. I don't know if it's worth, did the scoreboard submit? Let's see. There's been a few problems with lobbies lately, but we can take a look at the scoreboards. I don't know if there's going to be any great insights. This is round 1, the distant land of Samoa here. Just looking for any sort of standout performances. Maybe the fact that FACEIT went 20-3. That's reasonably standout. Likewise, Flipper 19-5. 2 of the better KDs. Yeah, 6.67 KD for FACEIT. Certainly had the impression as we go into Icon World, you'll see a lot more of an even battle between the teams, but equally impressive. Maybe the standout again is actually Flipper with 27-9, least deaths on the server, one of the higher kills. And then for Route 66, this is probably where we started to see maybe the sort of fading impact from maybe Flipper and FACEIT a little bit. This is when we played more of a mirror as well. And I think when I look at this one, all of a sudden, I start to look at it and I go, oh, actually, all of a sudden, more of this RAM mirror, even though it was maybe, especially the overtime overextend on the R8 defense from Ice, really maybe cost of the fact that Ice has gone 58-12 here, I think has obviously been very helpful. Meanwhile, obviously, Amelia, 25-17, you can see that ultimately, especially on their attack, I think Metaboiz, they needed a couple of crazy clutches to pull it out. But what a series overall. What a series. Glad we watched it. Glad we got to enjoy that. Congratulations to R8. And Metaboiz maybe put themselves on the radar a little bit here. Put themselves on the radar. We'll keep a closer eye on this team because not only did they do well, it was fun to watch. I think there's the way Metaboiz played, the style they played, very enjoyable. Puts a lot of pressure on enemy teams to peel correctly and deal with all these threats. So yeah, super. Really enjoyed that one. Congratulations to R8 Esports. Congratulations, Hera, player of the match for them. And yeah, we'll keep more action from FACEIT coming, so stay tuned to the channel. Let me know what you thought of that game, and I'll see everyone in the next one.